welcome back, subscribers, to another Sunday speed paint. I have a request to draw Kurama from Naruto, and I'm actually really excited because it's been ages since I've drawn it, and I would love to share with you guys how I first got introduced to Naruto, and how this affected my art journey's start when I was drawing back in 2nd grade. So back in 2nd grade, when I had discovered Naruto, it was because of a friend who would bring in Naruto DVDs. Our teacher was pretty relaxed and would let us watch for about a half an hour to an hour sometimes when we would have no work to do, and I eventually ended up getting into the habit of playing pretend, or LARPing as it's properly called, with some of the other students. I was known as the tomboy, slightly picked on this for it, but I didn't care. I was happy, and I enjoyed playing Naruto with them, and this is where my original character Kiara came from, which later became Vixie. When I had first discovered Naruto, I didn't know about the Jinchuriki besides Naruto and Gaara's. I didn't know there was already a cat Jinchuriki, and this was an OP 2nd grade me's fairy tale creation. I had created Kiara to be a part of the Hidden Leaf Village, and I wanted her to have sort of a combination of what Kiba had with a companion, but also the power that Naruto had of being able to power up thanks to that partner kind of thing. And Kiara thus was born with almost like a cat-fox Jinchuriki, but not power. Again, 2nd grade me, my imagination was far more out there than it is now, and I was letting the creative juices flow so much more back then. It was easy for me to just sit down and draw what came to my mind and not care too much about it. I was overly eager to show it with people, even if they didn't reciprocate it too much, but as the years moved forward with Naruto, I found it harder to find episodes. I used to watch it on my big boxed TV in my family's living room, and I would beg to stay up past 9 p.m. back when Cartoon Network, I think it may have also been called Toonami, actually was airing anime. For whatever reason they stopped, and now only stuff like Crunchyroll is available for it, but to be honest, it's a lot more freely available. Like, if you wanted to, you could go back on there and you could watch it, as long as you don't mind ads or if you have, like, premium stuff. By the way, I'm not sponsored, this is just how I know that you can watch this now. Like, it takes a while, but you can watch any of the seasons. You can watch Naruto, you can watch Shippuden, or you could watch the new Boruto, which I'm not into it. It's like a hit or miss, and it's not quite my cup of tea like how Naruto was. Doesn't quite hit the same, probably also because of my age. Like, I was in 2nd grade, I was a young kid, so literally the progression of Naruto's age, besides a few years here and there, was lining up with me going through middle school to high school, and him going from a young kid to a teenager to a full-blown adult. So, a good majority of the Naruto stuff that I had experienced had influenced me to creating my own character, and having all of the art stuff that I had made was actually the reason why I was drawing humans more than I was anthropomorphic furry creatures. It was actually after high school when I actually stopped watching Naruto and found those, like, anthropomorphic furry books, which you saw in my last video, that drove me away from just drawing people. I am trying to draw people now again, which is another reason why I'm practicing fan art, is to see the styles that I have of taking those characters from their show and making it how I see it in my head. Mind you, with some of the limitations of some of the characters, there wasn't too much that I could stylize, but I'm happy to do it now, because one of the things that I remember watching with Naruto that it was relatable and inspiring, was watching Naruto and his journey with the friends that he had. He was happy with all the friends that he had, and even though he didn't get along with everybody, I mean, he got into several fights with his best friend Sasuke, and even with some of the other sort of like side friends. Like, he was supportive to Lee, he was supportive to Kiba, and all of his friends. Like, he didn't count anyone out when any of that stuff happened. He was there for them. And I thought that was really cool, and it inspired me kind of to do the same with my friends, and I would love to share it, even if they didn't reciprocate it that much, up until high school when I did get a bit discouraged, and the only reason why I would ever talk and play Naruto was because of some friends that I had met on Xbox 360's Xbox Live feature, when we would play Naruto Shippuden, Naruto, like, 1, 2, and 3, I think, are the video games, which recapped the story for me. So it was like free Naruto, haha, except, of course, I had to pay for the video game. But it was like a movie, but in game format, and it was a way that I had gotten sucked into it all over again. Except I slowly faded out of this after high school, and I don't really remember why specifically. I guess it had something to do with peer pressures of things and the adulthood slowly encroaching upon me, to where I thought there's no time to really do this. I didn't have time to draw what I really wanted to. and I am so glad to be able to redraw this. And there's actually a lot more that I had wanted to share with you guys, so little mini story within a story. I actually created a lot of fan fictions. I created a lot of stuff because, again, Kiara was a self-insert character to this world. I had her getting captured by the Akatsuki, I had her fighting off characters, and of course I went down the train of self-insert ships. And funny enough, it wasn't with some of the characters you'd think. Sure, I was sort of on the hype train with Sasuke, but when I saw what he was kind of doing with Sakura, I was like, I don't like you. And then Itachi showed up on the screen, and I was like, yeet to Sasuke, out the window, replace you with your older brother Itachi, because he's cooler than you. And weirdly enough, I was that weird kid who, I don't know if it's called Silver Foxes, but like, I liked Kakashi and several of the adult characters more than I did the more younger generation of kids. I don't know, I was a weird teenager, and if you guys would like to see a part 2 where I talk about my original character Kiara, these self-insert fanfictions, and my sort of like top favorite characters from the show, which not all of them are guys, I can make a part 2 for this. But it was fun to get to draw Kurama again, just for fun, just because, and I'm so glad. Thank you to the person who had requested me drawing Kurama. This was such a awesome trip down nostalgia lane for me, and if you guys want to talk about Naruto in the comments section down below, feel free to. And if you guys like this video and you're not already part of that subscriber squad, please be sure to put your paws to that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye!